Whew, like my t-shirt? We'll talk about that in a minute. So our last video was all about the situation with Grand Design and our 2021 Momentum 393G.
Welcome to a day in the life of owning a Grand Design. We have multiple broken and bent brackets.
After finding some broken welds in the cross members, or basically the floor joists underneath our unit, we reached out to Grand Design to request a warranty repair.
This is beyond the scope of
any normal
general
user
maintenance.
Yeah. In good faith, we actually transported the rig to the nearest authorized dealership in Nova Scotia so that they could do an inspection, thinking that this was the first step in getting things repaired or handled properly. After a few weeks of back and forth after this inspection, we thought the warranty was going to be approved, provided that we could transport the unit back to Indiana and Grand Design, but we needed to get some temporary fixes done before we were confident that the unit was safe to tow down the road a great distance. So after a few weeks of back and forth and struggling to find a welder willing to touch the repair while we waited, Grand Design ultimately denied our warranty claim, saying that the damage, in their experience, based on photographs, was caused by impact and not a structural issue or poor quality. So the fact that Grand Design told us that it was our fault that their welds underneath something that people can't inspect regularly was our fault was really a piss off. And for them to assess that with only photos was also really annoying, which of course made no sense to us. So we did what they suggested and we contacted our insurance company. We said, okay, fine. We were disappointed, but we called our insurance company. We went through the process with them. They actually sent out an adjuster to come and take a look at it. We took high quality photos. We submitted all the required documentation that they needed. They looked it over and confirmed there was no impact to the unit. That's in writing. And then they actually denied our insurance claim for covering the welding, calling it a manufacturer defect and saying something like it wasn't built to structurally. So the structure wasn't built to hold up the unit. So that was kind of the catch up, and that's where our last video kind of left off. Although we didn't say anything about insurance, we were still kind of working with that. Once we got that claim denied and our video got released, we, in the meantime, in the middle there, we did contact the folks from rvadvocacy.com and their team has been working with us behind the scenes to really help us out and try and communicate our story and our needs with Grand Design. So caveat, since then, since that video was published, a lot has happened. And honestly, the last couple of weeks have been kind of a blur. We just haven't had enough time to put together a proper update until now and a proper video. So we're going to kind of jump back and forth a little bit. Here we are. We finally found a welder willing to take on the job and got the repairs done out of our own pocket, at least the welding repairs. And we just got the rig back.
Morning all. Guess what we got back? It finally got the weld repairs done and couldn't be happier. There's probably some things we probably wanted to do a little differently, but I think it's going to hold up just fine.
Is this going to blow away on me?
No. You got to keep a good hold on it.
It's cold.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the repairs? How do you feel about it?
I'm relieved they're done. It's been a long couple of months being stuck and not being able to take anything anywhere and having our plans a little bit ruined and just being discounted by the manufacturer. That's been pretty emotional and pretty stressful for us. So at this point, I'm glad we found a welder. I guess we should thank...
Yeah, North Riverside Welding.
North
Chris.
Riverside Welding, Chris and his team. I didn't actually catch the other two names of the welders that worked on it, but thank you so much. It looks great. They even painted. I'm sure you mentioned that.
That was supposed to be my job. They didn't let me paint. But anyway, it's done. Just let me show you. So you saw the bent and broken brackets. Well, we got them all replaced with heavier ones. And there they are. Nice thick 1/4 inch steel. They're a little bit larger. I think the only thing, if I would have done something differently, is you can see this lip here. I think I would have put extra steel and just a bend. But that's 3 times thicker than the steel that we had there. That was basically like a tin can. And it's cold here. We want to get this back together because it drops down to like 6-7 degrees at night Celsius, and the underbelly's open, so it's pretty cold in the feet when we get up in the morning. But anyway, they replaced not only the bent ones, but some of the ones that were on the frame still that they could get access to. They took those and replaced them as well, which I'm really happy for. I didn't even ask them to do that, so they kind of went above and beyond. I'm pretty sure these are going to last a long time. Definitely makes it a lot stronger, which should have been there from the first. Can't really speak to the engineering and design plans of the frame because I'm not an engineer. But anyway, they're all fixed. Here's the other side. One there, and these are the extra ones. These 2 here were bent, and they replaced those, and then that one there, they just cut it out and said, "The heck with it." Not much sense having that cheap, thin crap steel there. So they replaced it all. I'll give you a little shot underneath, but it takes me a while to climb under there, so. And just like that, we're underneath. So you remember what the cross members looked like before? Now we added, see this plate, a gusset. It's about 1/8 inch stock, and they stitch welded to the I-beam rather than 1-2 little touch points, and they welded it on both sides. So they did them on all of them. Anyone that was broken, even the ones that weren't broken. And they also did this one and this one. So I think it should be pretty strong, and it should hold up. There's a lot more weld holding them together, plus with some extra of the gusset plates that we had installed. Hey, where are you going?
You're boring, Dad.
I missed her.
I'm gonna go lay down.
So we're pretty happy with the repair. I mean, this should have been done like this from the start. Heavier steel. I mean, if they're trying to make these things that light, it's impossible to make them safe. Now I gotta get out of here. Now we have to put that mat down underneath so I can lay in there and insulate, because when the furnace is running, I don't think it's very efficient with the ductwork laying on the outside.
I think we were heating the outside last night. It was chilly in the RV. I also want to send out a huge shout out to our audience and YouTube. The outpouring of comments and support that you guys have given us based on our last video about this was just unbelievable. You know, everything from contacting RV advocates and buying other brands and things like that. And for right now, we're gonna live with it. I'm gonna call it a big lemon for a while, and we're gonna see how this shakes out.
Like, we even had engineers commenting on how to fix it and repair it properly, what type of steel to use.
Yeah.
And some even said, "Hey, you're Canadian, you're a doer. Just go get a welder and do it yourself." Well, I probably could have, but
we thought about it.
I don't know how well it would hold up. The guys did an awesome job, and couldn't be happier to get that part done. Now we have to start putting it back together, which is going to take us probably a week or so. I can only do a little bit at a time, but
yeah, I do want to say that Grand Design did reach out to us on our Facebook page through a comment asking us to contact them via messenger or private message. So we did say that they could email us anytime, but we haven't yet heard from them to give us any resolve. So at this point, we are just trying to move forward.
I mean, it's the power of social media. I mean, between Facebook, YouTube, and all our friends sharing it, like,
Yeah.
you got to get that message out there that they're not standing behind their product, like it says right on their website.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I had the words in front of me so I could read it out, but it made me kind of sick that they could say
that they value
the integrity and the trust and behind their product
and customers,
and they just didn't do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to move forward. We're going to work on getting this unit back together. There's a bunch of other repairs that I have to do, just tiny nuisance repairs, which comes with every RV. So yeah, stick around.
I do want to caveat that what we're showing right here was recorded in the moment and in between a lot of things. With help from the folks at rvadvocacy.com, we decided to pick up the fight again, essentially, and not take no for an answer, because it clearly, the repairs that needed should clearly be under warranty. So what you're about to hear are real excerpts from those conversations. So this was our first denial in September.
Upon further review of the photos provided, this appears that this is not upper deck flex. This shows signs of some form of impact. You will need to contact your insurance company. Grand Design respectfully declines any warranty coverage for this concern.
We immediately pushed back. We told Grand Design their claim of impact damage was completely wrong. There was no impact, and the evidence proved it. The dealership inspection showed broken welds and frame issues, but no other damage. Nothing bent or twisted like you'd see from an accident. We reminded them their own 5-year frame warranty covers the main beams, outriggers, and cross members, exactly what had failed. We made it clear we were willing to cooperate if they wanted another inspection, but we weren't going to accept a false denial. If they wouldn't make it right through warranty, we would escalate it further.
After extensive review, Grand Design is standing behind our decision to respectfully deny any further warranty coverage for this concern. This decision is final. We recommend you contact your insurance company for their review.
So at that point, we were just done, frustrated, exhausted, and honestly out of options. Grand Design had made it clear they were not going to help. So we called our insurance company, started searching for a welder, and hit record to share our story.
So first I gotta go up and get something to lay on. It's been raining here for like 2 days, and cold and windy, like 70 kilometers an hour windy. And it's pretty chilly today. Anyway, I gotta go for a little hike, take my hammer with me, because the ground underneath there is pretty cold and wet. My hair is like fluffing. Oh, I gotta put my hood up. Oh. Chilly, I'm not used to this. I like warm weather. I'm a warm weather guy. Anyway, I'm going for a walk. I'm gonna take you with me. There's where we used to be, way up there. And we had to move because as the sun started dropping earlier in the evening, it would get behind those trees and we would lose solar. So we moved, well, not 2 reasons, down there, because we get about an extra, holy crap, 40-45 minutes of sunlight, which at that angle we still don't get a whole lot of watts, but we get some, which helps. I don't have to run the generator as long. We kind of like to watch the TV in the evening, and that drains it. Plus with the furnace going, you know, and everything else, lights and whatnot. We've only got 4 100 amp batteries. They seem to be doing pretty good. Anyway, I'm out of breath. I'm in shape, it's just not good shape. This is where we were the last couple weeks before our welder called and said, bring it on up. We're gonna get you guys fixed up so you can get on the road. Move that rock. Which way is the wind blowing? Okay. Whew. That wind is lazy. It goes through you instead of around you.
After that video went live, the response was overwhelming. So many people reached out. And with help from rvadvocacy.com and the Grand Design Major Issues Facebook group, we decided to take one last shot.
This wind sucks. Especially when it's colder temperatures. I guess we're gonna cheer that together.
So about mid-month, we kind of went for the gusto based on the advice that we got, and we sent Grand Design a formal request to buy back our unit. We were just that frustrated. We wanted out. We laid it all out. The weld failures, the photos, our out-of-pocket repairs, and the fact that the apparent frame damage happened under normal use, and it actually had been going on since we bought the unit, as these units are prone to this right from the factory. So we told them straight up, if we couldn't resolve it, we had no choice but to escalate it. Here we are, back under the rig again.
Yeah.
Our experience indicates this is unrelated to any manufacturing defect or reciprocal damage from potential frame flex. The denial that has been presented will stand, and we recommend you submit a claim through your insurance company.
So when that reply came back, it was more of the same. We were shunted along to other customer service folks in mid-level management, and they didn't address our concerns. And they didn't acknowledge the weld repairs that we'd already done or what we'd done to the unit to already fix it. And they still pointed the finger at us, and they still said, go through insurance. It was disappointing, but honestly at that point, not surprising. And we realized we were mostly on our own to make it right, and back and forth, there we went. And I do want to say that in light of some of this, a lot of times through the stress and through all the stuff that we're going through, dealing with those big companies and just being discounted and things like that, sometimes you have to get a little sarcastic.
Yeah. You gotta put your foot down.
You gotta put your foot down, and so if anybody's interested, unfortunately Canada Post is on a strike, so our samples didn't come in quite ready. So quite now, I'll toss some pictures up.
We got some merch.
But we do have some merch. We also have a couple little nods to our situation on a few t-shirts that our samples are, cross your fingers, on the way, and we'll be wearing those in future videos. But you can check out our shop, which is sg2rvlife.shop, because we have to pay for some of these fixes somehow. What's going on here?
Weightlifting, baby. My arm's getting tired. I'm going to put you down so we can start doing our work.
Catch us in our next video, and we'll let you know what happens next. Give us a like and subscribe, and we hope you stick around.